Okay,
Where's the vape?
we're rolling.
It's not in the shot.
No, it's not, but you had it in your hand earlier and you matchy.
Matchy. Good morning.
Good morning, Cat and Cat. We're talking.
We're talking.
What
About what?
Fucking Cat. Riley's gonna tell us.
What are we talking about, Riley?
Well, Katrina sent me an email a couple weeks ago.
I sent a 2 a.m. email. I couldn't sleep.
It wasn't 2 a.m. It was 2 p.m. You were trying to nap and you couldn't sleep. Because in the email you said, Riley!
Yes.
I'm trying to sleep and I can't.
That was the tone that I spoke in.
I think you were here and I told you to go home and nap. And you were like, I cannot.
I did not listen.
New parent time doesn't exist. It was definitely...
Yeah, times.
Yeah.
It is a warp.
Yeah, for sure.
It is a time warp. And then I get real tired and then I'm awake.
So you sent me this list of 250 philosophical questions.
Oh, that's a good idea. See? 2 p.m. Katrina shouldn't be napping. She comes up with ideas.
Whoa,
I will say
You don't look excited.
the site had the most ads I've ever seen in my fucking life and broke my computer when I was trying to screenshot stuff. So now I have random photos of it. And then I tried to access it on my phone. And even then it was like, buy a Toyota. I was like, no.
Are you sure you don't want that Toyota?
No, I do not. So yeah, there's just random questions for you guys to debate, I guess, is the vibes.
What ended up happening with your car?
My car?
Yeah, I thought you were getting a new car. Or no.
No.
You got a checkup. Was everything okay?
Yeah, I had over $1,000 of work done to it last week.
What'd you need? Holy fuck. Why are things so expensive?
Life existing is expensive. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Is it good now? Everything? Oh, okay. Because it's newer.
I had to get new summer tires and then I get my back brakes fixed and my front links, whatever that means. Don't know.
Well, now it's lubed up.
It was making a squeaking noise that was driving me nuts.
Yeah, it was
anytime I hit a bump, it was and it was the most subtle one too that made it even worse. If it was more obnoxious, I'd be like, but no, she was subtle.
So the lubed up joke was actually accurate.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I know shit. Here we go.
I know shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it possible to think of nothing? Is the first one that I have down.
In this brain? No.
In this brain? No.
Katrina's maybe.
Is it possible to think of nothing? Okay, so if you're thinking of something, is it nothing? Is it possible to think of nothing? I think it's possible to have your brain be quiet. I think there's moments of quiet and meditation in pure bliss. I definitely have moments of peace.
That's so nice.
But I think that the question's almost a riddle, because if you're thinking of something or thinking of nothing, you're thinking of nothing. You're thinking of the thinking that you're thinking of nothing.
Yeah.
I know that doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're still thinking of the fact that you're thinking of nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if you can get to that place of meditation
I
or...
can't ever.
No?
No. Even when I'm breath work, we've done breath work, I just go to sleep.
Did you like today, Riley? So all of us went to...
I wouldn't say I'm thinking of nothing though when we do it.
the
somatic breath work.
healing loft
Yeah.
for somatic breath work, and it was amazing. I 10 out of 10 recommend.
Everyone had a great time, and I was like, sweet, time to nap.
Yeah, it's the visions and shit that I was having though, so this is a pretty crazy story. You guys need to know what happened, eh?
Yeah.
So I was pregnant at the time. Did I know I was pregnant?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was really early on.
So I knew I was pregnant. I hadn't seen my midwife or anything yet. It was super early on in my pregnancy, and we're doing the somatic breath work. Afterwards, I found I hadn't told the lady, and she's like, you can't do somatic breath work anymore while you're pregnant. So I had to stop doing it. But I got that one session in when I was very early on, and I had this vision. So you're doing these deep breathing exercises, and I had a vision of these two little kids, a boy and a girl, playing with each other in my mind. And I kept trying to be is this my younger self with my brother? Because there's obviously, inner child work that I do in therapy there. And then I was like, no, it doesn't. The little boy is blonde hair and it's curly and it looks like Anthony. And I was like, oh, you're my son. And I'm like, who are you? Are you my daughter? And so I kept, it was full body reaction. I was getting goosebumps. And I this whole somatic breath work, I was basically talking to these two little kids.
Yeah, you were speaking in tongues and sobbing.
But speaking in tongues?
It was nuts.
I don't remember that. I remember crying.
You weren't making sense, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to pay attention to Katrina. I'm going to sleep.
Senga was too.
Senga was too.
And yeah, Sanga, I remember feeling her energy. Like I could feel her energy in the room. Like it was just fucking cool. So anyways, later that night, I was like, okay, I'm going to ask, myself, the universe, whatever you want to word it as. Was that myself as a child, or am I having twins? Like, cause I had this like immediate reaction of like, okay, like I think I'm having twins. Even when I found out I was pregnant before that, I thought that I was having twins because they run in my family. And then the next morning I went to get some supplements, and the first lady that I talked to in there that owns it, she was like, oh, I know who you are. Like you're the tattoo artist. And I was like, oh yeah. She's like, my twins, boy and girl twins, want to get tattooed from you. And I was like, what the fuck did you just say? Mm-hmm. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, you have a twin boy and girl? And I started crying, and I told her the story about the night before about how I had the somatic breath work, and she had done the somatic breath work before. And it was just like, everything was so connected and
very serendipitous.
And then I ended up finding out that I was pregnant with twins. Like, I fucking love the universe. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Yeah. I only have one kid now, but at one point there was two in there. And then one ate the other one, and he's real big now and like strong. So, cool.
The ultimate baby.
The ultimate baby. So I think you can think of nothing. Kind of.
My brain zoom always.
Zooms. Where are you going? Where are you zooming to?
I don't know. Even when I think I have a moment of clarity and I'm like, oh, I can relax, it's just like, hey, guess what?
Yeah, there's always something going on.
That's why I don't do like meditation.
So is it almost like an obsessive thing? Like you're like constantly thinking about like a task you have to do, and then it's like, okay, what next? What's next?
Yeah,
like,
and even if it's not a task, it's like, remember that time 27 years ago? Like, or do you want to start thinking about things that could happen 6 to 9 months from now? Like,
oh, that haven't even happened yet. I think that's anxiety.
That's anxiety. It's a control thing. Like, I always have to be like however many steps ahead. It's in omnia paratus, be like,
that was a cool word.
Prepared for all things.
An omnia
apparatus.
That's fancy.
Prepared and ready for all things.
Huh. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Next one.
The next one is, can a person be happy and sad at the same time?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. 2 things can always exist at once. 3 things can.
50 things can, yeah.
Yes. Bam. Done.
Some of them are kind of...
Okay, I have one more question to follow up with that second question. Do y'all cry when you're happy? Do you cry for multiple emotions?
Yeah, have you met me?
Well, they don't know.
I find I cry... I find my more, like, cries that I, like, are more impactful now are the ones when I'm happy, because I feel like I've been, like, sad a lot of my life. Mm-hmm. That I find... I don't cry at things that I should anymore, like sad things, but then when like things are very euphoric, I find I tear up. Or like if I'm watching something really happy, I cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like moments of pride and stuff like that, I'm like a sobbing mess. You know?
Yeah. Or even frustration.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like if I'm frustrated or angry and I start crying, fucking call the cops. Like,
that's gonna kill you.
Yeah, I very quickly go from silent to angry and tearful, and then that's when I'm like, don't talk to me right now, unless you want to lose limbs.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. I feel that for sure.
But yeah.
Is it always better to know the truth even if it hurts?
Absolutely.
Always is a big statement. Always, I'm going to say 90% of the time. Always is a lot. Mm-hmm.
I think there's situations.
There's certain things like really like there's going to be an exception to every rule, right? So like I think most of the time, sure, but I don't know. Like
I personally would love to know everything, but I also just am. That's like naive to like, you know what I mean? Like people sometimes have your best interest. And they know that you can go on your life without knowing certain things. I don't want to, but I understand why people do that.
My mind doesn't go to like, oh, I'm withholding information from someone else. It's like, I don't want to know about this super tragic disease that's going on in another country that's going to break my heart. Like, it's like, I don't know why my mind went to like news.
Mine's like about me, not about that.
Oh, maybe that's the question is more, it's such an open-ended question. It's like in so many different avenues, right? Mm-hmm. It thinks about me for sure. I like,
I don't know, I just want to know everything. I want to know the truth behind things. But we're like never going to know the truth behind everything because society is built on lies.
It's so overwhelming because I'm such an emotional person. So if it's something that doesn't directly involve me, which sounds very selfish, but like I just know how sensitive I am. Like I try and be informed and know things that are going on outside of my immediate circle. But I don't think that it does me very, very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's all really dependent on the situation. Not that I want people to lie to me, but you know?
Lie to me, but don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck no. Trust issues.
It's like control issues again. Too.
It's a control
like I want to
thing.
know everything.
I need to know everything.
Good, bad, whatever.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between living and simply existing? Is there?
Yeah. I would say so.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cheesy. It's like, I'm living.
And my brain didn't go there. No. Living.
Just living.
Yeah.
It's giving living. No, my brain didn't immediately go there, but it's just like, just the way everything, I don't know if everyone else feels the same way, but where it's like you wake up, you have your routine and everything just becomes like repetitive and monotonous. It's existence, right? Mm-hmm. But when you take those moments to like step outside of routine, to allow joy, experimentation and experiences in life, I feel like that's that separation.
Yeah.
Yeah, even just the littlest thing where like someone may have a very like strict routine and then they allow themselves to do like something even for like 2 minutes in their day. Mm-hmm. There's that, I don't know, it's that breakaway from just existing, because unfortunately that's where everyone's at this point in life. Yeah. And it's a matter of making that time to live, like make the most of what you're given, even if it's, I don't know.
Takes a lot of energy to like live.
It takes a lot of energy to live, and it takes a lot
like my energy is used to exist. And I definitely have those bouts of like there's lots of things going on and I feel like excited and on, and like those days come about like even like planned things, but also just those like random like weekends that feel like just
like it's sunny out, I need to do something,
and like you've done a bunch of things and you feel like very fulfilled afterwards. Like I definitely feel like that's living versus like
exist
my every day or every weekend, either like if we're just doing the same things. Like it's
like I like the monotony behind like our regular routine where I'm like, so like our Sunday rot days where we're like, that's our time to just like chill and be and just do things existing together. But then when we're like, okay, so our July is booked because we're doing like tons of concerts and we're camping and we're doing that kind of stuff, I'm like, that's living. Like we're taking out of the regularity of things and just like
living.
But it's to say that, you know, those Sunday rot days where it's nothing of big grandeur isn't living if you're present.
It's like
right.
It's definitely like allowing ourselves to live in tiny moments where we're like, this is us allowing our time together to just like chill and breathe and not have to focus on like work or what's happening in life. We literally are just like breathing on Riley's couch and I'm like, this is fantastic. And that's why we do that time. Yeah. But then also like pushing it to the extreme, we're like, but this weekend we're going to travel and we're going to do this, that, and the other thing, where it's like, it's living, but it's just amplified a little bit more just to have like living experiences.
Yeah. New things are always so stimulating, right? Like it's
stimulating. They're also tiring, but it's also one of those things that's necessity in order to be like, this is why I wake up every day.
Yeah, there's something about traveling somewhere new or I don't like whether it's like a new book or watching something that's very inspiring, like it fills up your cup, it kind of like rejuvenates you and it pushes you to be like, oh, like I have that fire again, or I have this, or, you know, going to a really good art show or whatever it is that is going to propel you in your area of enjoyment, which we're fortunate that it's what we do. Like I know, like I can say that for you too. It's, anything art related, I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm alive. Like, I feel like I'm like, I can't wait to go home and hook up the stupid fucking printer now. Like it's, you know, it gives me that oomph in life.
Yeah, for sure. Oomph.
I like that. I like that oomph.
The chutzpah.
What's that? What is Woodspa? Sounds great.
I think this is a good one because it kind of affects your guys' career or is slowly affecting art.
Okay.
Can a machine ever truly understand a human?
And a machine.
Yeah, so like, you know how like AI is becoming huge and it's producing art and
It's
Taking
replicating and
over.
stealing art. I wouldn't say it's producing art.
What's the question? Understand.
Do you think machine will truly understand humans? So like now that like AI is a thing where like people are saying like it's like, you know, or like how we were talking about yesterday about like chat GPT and stuff. Will these artificial intelligences ever actually know the like the inner workings of a human mind? Like, will they ever get to the point that they are as complex?
No, they're lacking heart and soul.
I don't know. I think it's kind of naive to say no. Like,
No.
I think right now, today, no, but I think that's not far off. I don't know. Like, that world is so vast and out of my area of knowledge that I just.
Okay, well, if that happens, I don't want to be here for it because if they can replicate heart and soul and like individuality. No,
Yeah.
I don't want to be around for that.
It's not asking if it's going to be another human, though. It's asking for the understanding of heart and soul to understand.
Yeah, but the understanding is because they're going to want them to be like it. Like that's what it already is. It's getting rid of jobs. It's getting rid of human connection. It's getting rid of that the need for that.
Fuck robots.
I'm not for it. I'm just like the question is if it's going to understand it, and they're clearly working towards that because it's saving people money and power drives.
But also,
the world.
there's like also things that are already coming about where like these computers or AI systems are saying things that are like so out of pocket, like so just like you shouldn't know that, but it's also kind of like manipulative and like they're like kind of, I don't know, like I've seen like videos where like scientists are working on things and they like think that they've only made it map out to be a certain way and then it starts taking over and doing its own thing.
Because they
Stop that.
I think it has a underlying understanding of how our emotions and how we play off of things. Because the little bit of time that I've used Chat GPT, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It is very powerful. It understands how humans go off of emotion and how within seconds, and it's constantly learning more the more that it's
But
doing.
it's not even, I don't even know if it's understanding. I just think that there's so much code and so much things behind it. Like that's the thing with the art too. It's pulling, so those words, like to you, you're reading it and you're being like, whoa.
Yeah.
But the reason why it's instantaneous is because it's pulling from 10 million essays over or 10 million like write-ups over the vastness of the internet. That's where it's coming from. It's not because it understands it, because that's why
able
even
to locate the
so with
information
ChatGPT, there's like this trend going on TikTok right now where you can talk to it, like you can talk to it and like a voice is talking back to you and stuff like that. And again, that's where it's like maybe in the future it will, but right now people are like getting to the point where like it's giving weird responses because it's pulling every possible like answer that it can.
Yeah.
But it's still a computer.
So like the true definition of understanding, no, but I think it can appear to.
Yeah. So with like the writing thing, it's like think about how many things are out there that human has created. So it's pulling.
I
it's pulling
understand
from
how it
that.
works.
And
Yeah.
the same thing from the art thing, it's pulling from art around the whole thing and making a new art thing.
Yeah.
So to, you know, the average person, they're looking at that and being like, oh my God, I've never seen this before. But like to you guys, you'd look at like an AI generated art piece and you'd be like, oh, that's from that. This is off, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but it's
like my biggest
literally transforming every single day though. Like I'm very fucking scared to see what it's like
Yeah.
in like 5 years from now.
This is what I'm saying. Like
That's legit
it's
one of my biggest fears. I fucking hate that shit.
It's open ended for what it's going to become. It's wild.
don't like that.
It's wild. It is. It's
Put me
very
on an
intimidating
island, I
because
don't
it's
want my
new
phone.
and it's like
No,
the unknown.
no. Catch me in the woods. I'm out.
Catch me in the woods.
Yeah.
Catch me outside. That's nice.
It's a collarbone snap.
Collarbone snap.
I'm old, baby.
Yeah, I don't know how collarbones be snapping when you get old.
If everyone was exactly the same, would life be better or worse?
If everyone was exactly the same as who? I think that's the question. If we were all,
Oof.
But even then, would it matter? Because you'd all be the same.
I don't know. I feel like there would
Yeah.
be, there's always going to be someone who tries to pull away from being like the status quo. I feel like there's no fucking
sure.
possible way. There's no possible way.
I think it would be worse.
It would have to be worse.
Yeah, I think that it would be better for the
don't think it would be
environment and certain other
yeah.
things that are beyond us. I think it would be better for like the greater good in a lot of aspects. And if we were all this higher being of respecting the earth and where we come from, and everyone recycled and everyone did all the same things, I think that
I think it would be very much so like not better in the sense because you're not getting any like.
you're not being challenged. You're not being.
Yeah.
But I also just think it would be very robotic. It would be a world of everyone who look the same, act the same, talk the same, live their life the same. It would look fucked. There wouldn't be buildings. There wouldn't be like, you know what I mean? Like the same person, you're doing the same job, you're doing the same this across the entire world.
I don't know. No. Oh, cool. We unlocked another fear. Great.
Sorry. That's never going to happen.
This is a morning podcast.
Like even thinking about stuff like that just makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that TV show that they had done all those weird.
Black Mirror?
Yes, Black Mirror fucked me up for a bit there. Like I had to stop watching it. It's crazy. Where are you going?
I'm
So much is happening.
We get a paper towel.
We're really nervous about the AI, and you just
Cat's
wanted
about to have
to
a
sit back.
breakdown.
You just wanted to relax.
They spilled.
gonna blame it on sleep deprivation and robots.
You don't want to walk in front of the camera. You don't want to say hi.
help.
Send help. We're good.
God. This is what happens when I am forced to function at hours.
It's
You know what? I technically would still be here right now, but
Yes.
now we're talking about fucking robots.
I kind of like it. It's like catching us off guard. It's
I don't
all right,
like it.
Start the day.
Yeah, let's start the day by fucking me up.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, next one. Love you.
If happiness were the national currency, what kind of work would make you rich?
Damn. Okay. I honestly, what we're already doing. Like, I love what I do. Oh, wait, is it bringing up, like, the question is about what brings us happiness? Or
Yeah,
what
so
you-
if the national currency was happiness,
So if there wasn't money,
so for
Yeah.
you, like
Yeah.
you would be rich because you're doing.
what I love.
what I love, and we
100%.
know we're making other people happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love, acts of service, man. That's up here for me. So I would be fucking loaded. Like,
Service. That's your love language, right?
absolutely.
Yeah. I think mine would a little bit be painting a little bit more. I'd have more of a balance. But I absolutely love tattooing and like seeing the response that you can get from people, and especially memorial stuff.
Our cups would be overfilled.
Overfloweth.
Overfloweth the cup. Why are we doing this in the morning? We're nuts.
I like it. I think it might be a new trend. As we usually film after work, which is like 5 o'clock, and we started at 10. We were late. Riley was late. We started. Night night.
Scurrying.
We go night night.
Scurry like a little mouse to get here.
Yeah.
All right.
No, happiness. That would be a lovely currency, but alas.
I was talking to someone about this the other day about how there's this pressure to always feel happy and to always be positive. And people are like, oh, how are you? Oh, things are amazing. And it's this like constant masking of,
Good, how are you?
this, you almost feel the shame of like, oh, I don't feel 100% happy all the time. And that's okay. Like, you're going to have ebbs and flows, and it doesn't mean that you're in a crisis or that things are terrible. It's like, I'm content, or I'm feeling this way. And when you do truly feel those moments of joy where it like overpowers your face and you have this big smile and you like feel it in your body, that's beautiful. If we felt that all the time, it wouldn't be the same.
No.
Like I definitely feel like there's this weird pressure of pretending that everyone's lives are perfect, and everyone's putting on a show, and it's like, oh my god, everything is amazing. And I'm like, if it actually is good for you, like, that's great, but
There's no fucking way. Yeah.
no.
Nar.
Nor.
The next one is, should education be free?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I mean, why What's the argument that isn't of agreed?
That's the thing is,
I think that the educators should get paid, but I don't think that the people that are going to be educated should be paying for it.
exactly.
Because, like, obviously, people who are doing the jobs, like, you know what I mean? You need to pay professors, you need to pay teachers. But
Nobody should be held back from being able to expand their mind.
Yeah.
It's
Makes it a little more affordable.
human, right? To want to know more. So why would a monetary value be placed on?
that's like another thing where tax money should be going. Put it and pay for people's salaries so that people can learn, and then you'll make more jobs and the economy will be better. But no, let's put it into fucking bullshit.
I mean, that is how it gets paid.
No, I know.
it's
But like, it should be more so. Like, it should be, you know.
Yeah, we should
the
actually
fact that
see
people are paying, you know, that they're like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in debt and they'll never pay it back. And they're not making any money.
Yeah.
Never mind. We had to set up because we have a kid now, so we're like, oh, the TFSA and to save for his schooling. I am very strict that like you do not have to go to school, so it's like a one that doesn't have to go to education. I have no post secondary, and I'm really fine with that. But just to have money. But they advise that you have $100,000 for school.
Yep.
Because of inflation, and if he goes to school as long as his dad did, like 9 years. It's nuts. $100,000.
Yeah,
For
well,
school. Imagine you're in debt. Like my parents didn't have money if I would have gone to post-secondary.
no, you should have $1 million in your bank account by the time you retire too. Like where the fuck am I supposed to pull that money from?
I have 30 cents in my savings.
Right?
What? $1 million?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? When I was a little kid and you'd hear of someone being a millionaire or like winning $1 million, and you were like, oh my God.
But $1 million
was at the time.
There's 8 generations are going to be so wealthy after them. But that's actually not a lot.
$1 million is nothing now. Not to be like, oh my God, $1 million is nothing, but like $100 is nothing.
Yeah, well, for sure.
$20 is nothing. $1 is nothing. Like, remember how rich you felt going to the dollar store as a kid?
Oh my goodness. Or like penny candies.
Penny candies. Where the fuck are those?
Shut it down.
Shut
Those
it
were good.
down. Like shit like that where I'm like, man, inflation is fucking everyone. Just the state of the world is fucking everyone. Like, it's nice knowing that everyone is kind of, not everyone, the 1% up here, but then everyone else is just on this playing field of what the fuck and like, how do we get by? And it's nice knowing that you're literally not the only one, but my God, it's just
All the time.
There's no middle class anymore. It's just continually doing this, right? Like it's, I don't know. We're in a little bit of a different situation living in the city that we do, because like even when I was in Toronto, I was talking to my girlfriend Lisa, and it's like way worse in a big city like that, because the cost of living, like it's still high here. I'm not saying it's not, but in Toronto, it's like like you pay what for rent to buy a condo? Minimum $1 million.
that's disgusting.
For like a 1-bedroom.
No.
How would you have?
No, I think it's disgusting that like a 1-bedroom apartment is like $1,200 here now. I'm like, what
If you're lucky.
if you're lucky? I'm like, where are we living? Where are we living? It's so remote. How dare you charge these prices?
Product and demand. But it's not even that landlords are gouging. Some of them are. I'm here, I'll say it. Some of them are. But the interest rates are going up so high, and the cost of doing any repairs or your insurance or, you know, like anything costs so much that they're like, I have to charge this because I literally won't, I won't even break even.
Yeah.
So either way, it's just fuckery.
Fuckery.
It's all bad. I want to jump in a hole.
It's all on fire.
The next one is there a perfect balance between work and life? If so, what does it look like?
I think there could be. I mean,
did a whole podcast on this one.
yeah, I guess we did.
That was a while ago.
Still haven't unlocked work-life balance.
Oh.
We're getting there.
Yeah, that's when we were still upstairs. We talked about that, right? Mm-hmm. I think, you know, the word perfect is... There can be. I think it's you're constantly kind of riding the roller coaster of when I'm actually have the balance or I don't. I don't think I've ever achieved it. I've been closer at times, and
Yeah.
I think I'm the closest right now because I'm forced to be.
Yeah.
But
found a work-sleep balance.
Fuck, nice.
Yeah, I go to bed at like 8 o'clock now.
That's beautiful. That is so nice.
Except for like, you know, the last however many nights, but that's on other shit. But like, yeah.
Yeah.
Laura goes to bed at 8 and I'm like,
I go to bed too.
go to bed too.
Midnight.
I'm not staying up.
Okay, when you were just stretching your legs and your foot was out, no, I can say who it is, Linda. When I was visiting Linda, she goes, I was watching the podcast and I noticed your sock was inside out. She's like, it's funny the things that you notice. I'm like, now I'm gonna be thinking about my socks when we're filming.
Linda, don't pay that close attention to us.
I'm like, what other people notice?
Oh God.
It's funny. Yeah.
To be perceived,
Yeah.
even by our shop mom.
Yeah. You don't think of it, or I don't think of it, and then when you hear it, you're like, don't look at me. I'm just over here existing. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Yeah.
The next one was, what is the purpose of dreams?
Oh, I had something to say about the other one real quick. So I think if you were to find the perfect work-life balance, you wouldn't make enough.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because I was reflecting internally and I was like, okay, I do actually have a really good work-life balance right now, but I'm not making it. Like I'm still like, it's costing me money to be off right now. So I'm like, this is like, it's not sustainable.
Even that one that was like happiness as a currency, like my ideal life is like really slow mornings where I can like get up and like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, there's like that saying about, like, I don't know. I don't know what the saying is exactly, but I keep seeing it online where people are saying that like being rich is the opportunity to live a slow life. Like that's what it is. Like if you are an investor or you're a celebrity, or, you know, if you say you have some sort of income that isn't something where you're like, you have to be on all the time.
Oh,
it is
I see. Like you're born into money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is the luxury of, you know, or if you've like built, say if you put years into it and now you just have this business that fucking, you know, feeds itself, or you're, you know, an influencer and you make a TikTok and it makes 20 grand.
Yeah.
And like, but they were saying that like the actual luxury is the fact that you only have to work for 4 hours a day and you can travel, you can get up and do things when you want and go do the thing and then come back and like, you don't have to worry, I think is being rich. Like, I feel like that is what it truly is. It's not like you have to be high stress and your cortisol levels are out of whack and you're like, I have to grind. Like,
eliminating the grind for sure.
Yeah.
And like, the slow mornings. Like I was reading about that where it's like the people that are rich are the ones that are literally like, they wake up at 6 a.m. They have their coffee. They sit on their deck in the sun. They get a moment to read or reflect and meditate.
Yeah. Like we don't have time to do that.
No, we don't have time to do that.
Because even us coming here, like it's like, oh, I work at 10:30 and people would be like, well, I got to work at 8:30 or whatever. But it's like, I'm so just exhausted with the state of the world that I sleep right until the last second until I come here, because I don't want to get up and do yoga. I don't want to do those things because I'm just tired.
Yeah. And hopefully,
and like, maybe I'd benefit to do that, but I don't want to. Like,
no, not at this time.
I completely agree.
And I'm just sad all the time. I'm stressed all the time. I'm broke all the time. So it's like, I don't want to do those things of betterment. If I had money and if I had leisure time, then I'd fucking go and do the 6 a.m. yoga, but I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah, no, because then it's just more exhausting, and then it makes it feel like you can't get through your workday. And if you can't get through your workday, how are you making money, and how are you making like that financial balance? You know?
Yeah.
So we grind till we die.
Yeah. Anyways, what's the purpose of dreams?
Was that the next one? Yeah. What's the purpose of dreams?
I think they mean like literal in your brain sleeping dreams, but also it could mean like
that's where my head went.
Yeah.
This is an interesting topic for me. I'm going to get your opinion first.
I don't know. I don't want to say I don't dream, because I have like sleep states that are my dreams are all fucked.
Okay.
They're more nightmarish than anything.
Same.
And it's just been like that my whole life.
Yeah.
If I have a pleasant sleep, I don't think I dream. Like if I just sleep, I'm just dead to the world. I close my eyes and I wake up. But if I don't have a sleep like that, it's that's on PTSD, I guess. The purpose of dreams, though, as a whole, I think it's
There's a man at our door.
Oh,
We're not open, so it's fine.
I don't know, a way to like unlock your psyche. Getting in touch with like spirit. I don't know.
It's
11 o'clock.
Take our drugs.
there's scientifically, I think they say that there isn't any meaning to dreams. They haven't actually been able to say like this is the literal meaning to this. There's dream books and there's a lot of spiritual meaning behind it, and you can definitely read into things. And they, like the main one of your teeth falling out. A lot of people say that that's to do with stress and to be not in control, or driving a vehicle and you're trying to hammer on the brakes and they're not working.
Yeah.
It's that sense of feeling overwhelmed and frustrated, and that can be your job's really stressful right now, or you have something going on in your personal life, and you can see patterns, and they've like identified patterns within dreams. So like in terms of like a meaning, but my dreams are like, I relate to you with that as like I'm diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and dreaming to me has been extremely traumatic, and it's a lot of reoccurring, my brain trying to process
Things that have already happened.
traumas that I've been through that I was suppressing. I've now dealt with them, but for a long period of time, and I still have the dreams randomly, but it was like constantly, wake up screaming, and it's like your brain is forcing you to relive these events that you are not capable of doing in your own cognizant, because your brain's rewired and it's saying fight or flight. I don't want to be harmed again, so I'm trying to avoid that. But I still need to process this, so it's doing it at night when you're kind of vulnerable.
Yeah, because in your wake state, you're already dealing with everything else.
You're constantly having distractions and keeping busy, so that when you have that quiet time, that's when you start thinking about things. So then you're doing something else, and you're constantly trying to run away from those things, which is why a lot of us don't like silence. We don't like to be by ourselves. It's because we're forced to reflect and live with those real things. And I'm glad that I put the work in to deal with the PTSD, because it like fucked me up for a really long time. And I still have, I had a dream the other night that someone, we know what I'm talking about, like kidnapped my brother, or kidnapped my kid. Like, it's like the most like horrific thing that you can imagine is like your kid being ripped from your arms. Like, it's like you're being haunted in your dreams. So I hope they don't have meaning, but I understand where it comes from. It's it's heavy. I don't know. I love sex dreams though. I don't know if you guys have sex dreams, but wake up real excited.
Good for you.
It's one extreme to the next.
What is the biggest issue in our society right now?
The white man. Did I beat you to it?
No. I was going to say opioid addiction, but fucking yeah.
That's because of who?
The white man.
The white man.
We have
It's not even just the white man, it's just men. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be a man hater, but here we are. It's
inequality. I feel like it's power dynamics. It's money. That's the biggest issue. I think, because if you think about it, greed, it comes back to everything. It comes back to opioid addiction. It comes back to homelessness. It comes back to all of that stuff.
And none of that had to exist if there wasn't that need and strive for more for this power 1% of power state.
I would also say, I'm going to contradict myself and say that this is really good, but also really bad. One of the worst things that's happening is the amount of information that we can get online. It's destroying our youth. The bullying that happens, the comparison in any age, demographic, or gender. You're constantly comparing yourself to other people. You're seeing what other people have. It makes you feel like you aren't enough. And the amount of knowledge that we get in one day with TikTok or like online news, whatever it is the equivalent of what our parents, that above generation, would have gotten in an entire year. That is like mind-boggling to me.
You're not supposed to.
We're not supposed to get that much information
and that quickly. Like, I understand striving for more information, but literally having 15 seconds of information at a time, taking it in, your brain can't process it, and then it's like, boom, there's another thing. Boom, there's another thing. And it's the fact that there's also no rhyme or reason to what kind of information is going to be thrown at you. So it's like traumatic, and then like, hyper aesthetic, and like it's just bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
And it's so not okay. And I see that like you're going to be there soon with your kid, like even with YouTube, with like lore, seeing like, well, I saw this commercial for this thing, and then I saw this, and then I watched this video, and then this happened, and I'm like, you need to get off that.
Yeah,
It's like you have to like break down time allowances on devices, because it's way too much, especially for a tiny brain.
Yeah, that's like, but then there is a lot of benefit to having that much information, because we're knowing what's going in other countries, and we're able to have awareness on a lot of things and get that information out. And our brains are expanding, and we're becoming more intelligent, and it's creating innovation, it's creating more jobs. And there is the flip side too.
Yeah.
But I think that is,
It's a matter of not like all this information is available to us before people have grasped the whole concept of like moderation. Because you can say you'll do things
And like
in moderation,
truth, like I
and
feel like everything is so diluted, and like I even find myself being like believing things instantaneously as they're being fed to me, which is not good.
oh yeah, we have to know the source.
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
like there's always been fear mongering. There's always been, you know, like lies in the news. Even when our parents,
Oh yeah,
kids, like papers would fucking, you know, it depends on the news
rules
source
that
or
end?
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like
News used to shut off. There used to be a morning news, and then there used to be an evening news, and then you would catch up on what's going on in the day. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying, but we can go. I have consults today. It's probably mine.
We need to work.
Excuse me, we're being shut down. What time is
down.
it? Is it?
no, it's 11:07.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll do another question, because anyone listening to this is gonna be like, well, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah, you can just cut this
just
whole
cut that.
section out.
Not the
My
whole-
face being like,
Yeah. but- It's very cold. We take our off.
with open toe shoes.
If you could teach everyone in the world one concept, what concept would have the biggest positive impact on humanity?
Well, it's like what your TikToks or your TED Talk. What would be your TED Talk? That's a loaded question. One concept. It's like, what could you teach? I don't know that I'm in a place to really teach anyone anything, but when I think of, okay, here, go talk in front of a group of kids, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to say? And my area of knowledge is pretty limited. It's to art and, you know, entrepreneurship and creation. So I would heavily want people to know that you don't have to pick from the only 4 careers that were jammed down our throat when you're a child. I think that there is so much more to the world that you can do and be and become. So I think that's what comes to mind anyways. I think if I took like a day to think about it, I'd probably have a different response.
What was it?
If you could teach everyone in the world one concept to make a positive impact.
Oh, yeah, I can't teach shit, but my brain immediately went like compassion, because I feel like so many people are lacking it.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the first word that popped into my head.
Have the confidence and like to have that push to know that you can change your career halfway through, or not even a career, like you can take up a hobby or do something that's fulfilling and give art back to the world, or like or it doesn't have to be even art related, just whatever you're passionate about and you feel that fuel, like go for it, do it.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people are scared to start something new because they're afraid of, you know, you're going to be shitty. And whatever you start, the first time you start it, it's not going to be good. The first painting you do, the first time you pick up a guitar, the first bench that you build, whatever it is, you're not going to be good at it because you're learning. But people are so judgmental and mean to each other that they make fun of people for doing anything that's different because it's a projected insecurity because they wish they had the confidence to try and do something different, that people don't start something.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents.
Do the thing.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Nike.
Isn't that Nike? I was like, what is that from? I know this. Nike.
Yeah, I think mine would be like compassion as well. Like open-mindedness, I think, is a concept that people
People could really, especially in small cities, that'd be great.
Just open up your mind.
open it up, crack that shit open. Okay, that's like 40.
You got another question? Come on.
You said one last question.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
You cut us off. We're cut off.
No, I want more.
No, I don't.
People. Oh, okay.
This is gonna be a shorter
My
episode, but
brain
that's
just got
fine.
distracted. Now I'm like not in it.
You're not in it. Kat has left the
We have to
podcast.
check back in. We have to work.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.